Yo guys, what's up? I got the picks for you guys for the NBA play-in games on Friday. We got two huge games today that we're going to get into very quickly. Again, I have 6 free plays for you guys in this video. Last NBA video on Wednesday for those play-in games, we went 5 for 6 right here. We were 1 free throw away from cashing the whole 6-man and cashing a 10x play. Hopefully we could do it today. I will tell you guys what the payout is later, but it's either 9 or 11x depending on which app you bet on. Again, we'll get into that in a second. But first, make sure to drop a like on the video, guys. It's free. It takes 1 second to do. I'd really appreciate it. So make sure to drop a like and do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I post these free pick videos for you every day. And obviously with the NBA playoffs, you're not going to want to miss any of these videos because I'm very hyped for these playoffs. Like you see right here, we have been doing really well in the NBA lately. So make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of those future videos. And like I just mentioned, whatever app you're betting on is the most important thing. It is the most important advice that I can give you guys. You need to make sure you are placing these bets in on the best app possible that's going to pay you the most amount of money. My job is to make you guys money, and the best way for you to make money is getting the Sleeper and the Chalkboard app. The reason for that is right when you download the app, it asks you if you have a promo code. As long as you make sure to type in code GHOST before you deposit on these apps, they will both give you a $100 deposit match and a free square for the games on Friday. So both of these apps, again, I will leave these links down below in the description and comments of this video for you guys. But when you download it, make sure to type in code GHOST before you deposit. And you could get, if you get both these apps right now, you could get up to $200 for free. It's going to take you 5 minutes to do, and you get $200 for free and 2 free squares. It's going to be very hard for you to lose money today on Friday betting on these games if you start off with a head start of $200 and 2 free plays. So make sure to do that. Also, we'll talk about it throughout the video, but right now on Sleeper, this play today that I'm going to give you right now is going to pay 11x on Sleeper. On Prizepicks, it's only going to be paying you 9x. So you can make a ton more money if this play cashes just because you place the bet on Sleeper or Chalkboard versus placing it in on Prizepicks. And not to mention, again, we were 1 free throw away from cashing last video. So if we cash last video, everyone that listened to me and put that in on Sleeper would have made a ton more money. So do not miss out on that in today's video. Again, guys, links down below. Just make sure to use code GHOST on those apps. $200 for free, 2 free squares, and the payout for these picks are way better. So make sure to do that. Again, it's going to take you 5 minutes to do. Links will be down below. But let's hop into the video. So obviously, 6 free plays. We're going to have to go through it pretty quickly. The first game of the day, we have Tyler Herro and Miami Heat versus Herro Young and the Hawks. So Hawks versus Heat, good matchup. We've seen it a lot this year. I think they played 3 or 4 times this season already. They play each other all the time, obviously. First player we're taking over is Tyler Herro. I really don't need to explain much of this. 25.5 points. It's too low. He just dropped basically a 40 piece in the last play-in game. Going against Atlanta here, Atlanta gives up the 3rd most points to guards this season. So not only is he playing really well because it's the play-in game, last game he took an insane amount of shots. He played an insane amount of minutes. So obviously I'm expecting him to do that again here. This should be a very high scoring, very competitive game, very close game, obviously. So again, I'm expecting him to take a ton of shots, play a ton of minutes. He has one of the best matchups in the entire league. Again, it's a top 3 matchup for point guards or shooting guards. So I really like that as well. The last time he played Atlanta, like I said, they play each other all the time. He just played them like 3 weeks ago, and he dropped, I want to say it was 36 points. I could be off by like a couple numbers, but give or take, I think it was 36 points. So he went off against them last time. He goes off against them almost every time they play. So it's honestly pretty close, or as close as you can get to a perfect situation for Tyler Herro to go over 25.5 points. I thought that line was going to be around 27, so to see it at 25, I like that a lot. The next play, it's going to be very similar. We're taking Herro Young over 25.5 points. It's literally the exact same thing, and honestly, for a lot of the same reasons. So Miami, if you look at their matchup, how they do against point guards this season, they honestly have been doing pretty well. But the reason I do air quotes for that is because it was pretty much all of Jimmy Butler. Once Jimmy Butler left, Miami, they have been one of the worst teams in the entire league defending opposing guards. I think Herro Young and Tyler Herro are going to go back and forth all game long, just trading buckets. I think they're both going to go over 25.5 points. It's a great matchup for both of them. They kill each other every time they play. Herro Young, last time they played 3 weeks ago, like I said, Tyler Herro had 36 points in that game. Trae Young had 29 points in that game, and he shot the ball pretty poorly. If he shot the ball at even an average percentage, he would have had well over 30 points in that game. So I like both these guys to have good games here in this very big, win or go home kind of situation game here to go over 25.5 points. So that's going to be the first two plays. And then another play I have for that game is going to be where, if you guys watch the last couple of videos, I'm going to do 3 normal lines, and then we're going to do 3 goblins that I really, really like and have really good odds of going over and hitting those plays, kind of just to add a cherry on top to the payout. So one of those goblins is going to be Kel'el Ware over 5.5 rebounds. The guy should skyrocket over this. He goes over this pretty much every single game. Last time he played Atlanta, he got 12 rebounds. Atlanta just gave up like 13 rebounds to Franz Wagner. So they give up a ton of rebounds to big men, and he gets a ton of rebounds against them every time, and he goes over that line almost every single time. The other play I'm going to be taking is Bam over on his points at his goblin of 14.5. So obviously, I talked about this last video. Atlanta is one of the worst teams in the entire league at defending opposing forwards. Yes, Bam is technically a center, but when Kel'el Ware's in the game, he technically plays the forward position. Regardless, Atlanta is very bad at defending big men. Bam goes over this line almost every single game, if not every single game. So going against Atlanta, really good matchup. He goes over that line all the time. It's just going to be one of the easier goblins on the board for us today, over 14.5. Now going into the next game, I'm just going to get the goblin for that game out of the way. It's just going to be Anthony Davis rebounds at, I want to say it was 8.5. Yeah. So Anthony Davis over 8.5. Just want to get that out of the way. It's super quick, super easy. Very self-explanatory. It's Anthony Davis. If he doesn't go over 8.5 rebounds, he either got hurt or got in foul trouble. So over 8.5 rebounds for Anthony Davis right there going against Memphis. Now, the other normal line that I have for you guys today is going to be Zach Edey, and we're going to be taking him under fantasy score at 33. So I like this line a lot. I think this line's way too high. The average sportsbook right now has this sitting at about 30. So Prizepicks bumped it by 3 points. So when we're taking the under, that's giving us a 3-point edge right there. So I obviously really like that. Going against Dallas, I think this is going to be a very, very tough matchup for him. You guys can see the last couple games of the season. He's going, when he went over, he barely went over 35 and then went well under in 2 of those games. So this is a pretty high line for him just in general. But going against Dallas, playing Anthony Davis in this game, I think he's going to have a very hard time going against Anthony Davis. But not only him, they also have Gafford back. They have Likely. So they have a lot of guys back as big men, but specifically Anthony Davis. Sabonis, I think we can all agree, is way better than Zach Edey, especially with fantasy score. He gets like 40 plus fantasy score every game, like easily, and he only had 31 fantasy score. I think Zach Edey, honestly, is probably going to foul out of this game if he plays even the whole game. So I think he has a very good opportunity of fouling out. I think this line is way too high. Most sportsbooks has this at 30. Sabonis didn't even get 33 fantasy score. The last thing I want to say about Zach Edey under here is John Morant's questionable. He might not play. If John Morant doesn't play in this game, he is a big playmaker. He's been averaging like 7 assists a game within the last month, and he gets a lot of assists specifically to Zach Edey. So John Morant's out this game. They can't really do that pick and roll. I just don't see Zach Edey taking enough shot attempts in this game or even getting enough rebounds to really carry him over that fantasy score. I think the only way he goes over this fantasy score is if he gets 3 or 4 blocks, and then even then, I think it would be pretty difficult for him to go over that line at 33. But I guess you never know. But with all the plays on the board, that is definitely one of my favorite plays of the entire day. So again, make sure to drop a like on this video. Do not forget to subscribe. These are the 6 plays I have for you guys for these games on Friday. We went 5 for 6 last video. Hopefully we could go 6 for 6 here. But other than that, the last thing I want to remind you guys, even if we don't cash today, you can still profit $200. You just have to download Chalkboard and Sleeper using code GHOST. $200 for free, 2 free squares, and the payout's way better. Again, you have to make sure you live in one of those states to do it. But if you do, make sure you have both those apps. This is what the payout is. So again, I talked about this earlier. The Prizepicks, the payout for all 6 correct is 9x. On Sleeper, it's 11.3x, and it's the same on Chalkboard. So it's basically the exact same play right here, and it's going to pay you 11x. So the payout on Sleeper is way better. So again, if you have Sleeper or Chalkboard, or even if you don't, make sure to get it. Make sure to lock this play in on one of those apps so you get paid more money if we win. So other than that, guys, these are the 6 plays I have for you for the games on Friday. Good luck with our bets, and I'll catch you next video.